Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey, 2300 Jackson Street. It's always on. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Okay. Hey, Jamel. How are you this morning? You be proud of these streets just like I do, Jamel. Don't very much get past you, buddy. Hey, Pam W. Hey, Sexy Black. Hey, Kitty Cadillac. The Bushes. Hey, Daquan. I named this Shut Your Mouth and Keep On Talking. Child, this lady named TSW. Oh my God, she have made her rounds in the beef sector, honey, the last 24 hours. Well, I say more than 24 hours. But Lemon is supposed to be having a talent show. I think it's gonna be in June. It's the end of May or at the beginning of June. Well, when he was talking about the talent show a couple of days ago, um, um, TSW, well, he said he was gonna have $1,000 pot. Well, TSW, she said she would match his 1,000, and I think that was, that's good. Ain't nothing wrong with that because people get to come on here and show their talent, whatever it is, and she's also said that she's tired of the cooking challenges. That the food might be looking good, but it might not taste good. And I agree with her 100%. Uh, the cooking challenge, it should be called like plate decorating challenge because some people food do look good, but it don't taste. It tastes like junk. Okay, and I know y'all have had that happen, or either something that looked really bad be really good. I'm just saying. But if it look bad, I ain't gonna really eat it. But I have seen like cakes, if they make them too rich, like they be too moist, like they'll fall apart. And that'd be the best shit you ever put in your mouth, okay? But and I understand her totally on that. That's why I watch it the end of these contests, because I ain't really off into that. But like the Halloween contests and talent stuff, I watch that. I'll be there for the live. Hey, Rose Shaker. But a lot of this other stuff, I just go to the end and see who won so I can report on it. But, honey, this TSW lady, they was questioning her on on Pizarro's yesterday, and they were just asking a question. If y'all want to see it, go see it. Well, when Lemon came on last night, he had got the word that the lady was being grilled about how she was spending her $1,000. But Jadon wanted to know over at Pizarro's, why did the lady want to give Lemon $1,000 when she could be doing something else with it? Which I don't think there's nobody business if the one want to get every content creator on here $1,000. That's her business. Well, that kind of got settled. That would have the streets buzz. Well, honey, this morning, she came on YouTube camera, and she was on Lemon panel night before last. She was on Pizarro panel. She was on Lemon panel, and this morning she was on YouTube camera. So when she got on YouTube camera's panel, she was just, explaining herself about the money, and I don't want nobody mad at me. I like, just about everybody and all that kind of stuff. But then she went on and said Brooke's husband had been in the hospital, and he was in there for a long time. And I was like, well, I didn't know he was, that's what a lot of people saying, but I didn't write it down in the chat. I just, it was in my mind. I didn't know the man was in the hospital. And she said he was in the hospital for a long time. Well, Jadon had been in the bushes, and her and Brooke is into it. Well, honey, Jadon fell out them bushes into that chat, and then she hit that damn pound. And I think Brooke was up there, or either she was in the chat. I think she was in the chat. And Jadon say, Brooke, why you didn't tell nobody your husband had heart trouble? That's why he was in the hospital. And I said, what? I didn't know that either. You know what I'm saying? But child, YouTube Kern was trying to change the subject. Well, Brooke got up there cussing him. Child, they drove the dead and everything. Her and Jay Dunn, because they are into it really bad. Well, Brooke told that lady that and Jay Dunn don't be saying nothing about her husband, which she been saying that every time somebody bring him up. But Jay Dunn do it just for the hell of it, okay? If she knows she can get you, she gonna get you every chance she can get. Well, once they get settled down, then Brooke would Jadon would throw another punch, or either Brooke would throw another punch. And they, Brooke would go on mute. And every time Jadon say something, she would come off mute and, start cussing out again. Well, YouTube camera said she didn't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear nothing else about that. I want to talk about something else. Let's get off of this subject. And so TSW, when they everything settled down, when they supposed to talk about everything except Malik, TSW come back. She said, well, Malik was I'm trying to do it chronologically, and he was in the hospital, and then YouTube camera throwed up backstage because she kept going back to Brooke's husband being in the hospital, and I was crying. Do you hear me? And so Jadon, she ain't no good. She ain't right. Jadon told her, told Pizarro, go live, Pizarro, go live, so she can come over there since she can't speak over here. And YouTube camera said, ma'am, you need to stop hitting all these panels and stuff. Because this is already bad enough that you say you're going to get this man $1,000. You got all these content creators acting crazy. If you keep talking about Brooke's husband, it's not going to end well. So in the meantime, Brooke scheduled a live and Pizarro scheduled a live. I don't know when they was going to be, but that's what everybody was coming back to YouTube cameras and saying. Because Pizarro left and Brooke left. So, And Jadon, I got something to do for about the next hour. Could you meet me over to Pizarro's so we could talk? And TSW said that'd be good because I'm gonna be available in like an hour and a half. So I go over to Pizarro's. I ain't no problem going over there. So the shit gonna keep going. Okay, so the next thing we gonna see all day is Jadon running after Brooke And Malik, you know, see, Malik had messed up the other week. Y'all remember I told you I had never heard him talk like that. And he was going off. He was going arm and hammer. And he was talking about kicking women ass and everything else. And I was saying, I ain't never known him to talk like that. You know, he was talking about kicking guys' asses and stuff. And I was saying, wait a minute. Now, I always get on it for not saying nothing to protect Brooke, you know, because I don't like that. Like, when Brooke be down here fighting for her life concerning him and their child, he be gone. And you know he in the class because he just as YouTube as everybody else is on here, okay? Like, everybody be going to the same, we all be in the same places. But he seems to come up missing when the heat on Brooke. And he was in the chat, you know, at YouTube cameras and stuff when that was going on. So, honey, that's what I'm telling y'all. Pizarro got a live schedule and Brooke got a live. So I'm going to be going back and forth between them two to see what's going on. Now, Brooke been out here being a champion for this TSW because she was saying, she ain't got to explain to nobody what she do with her money. You know, she been hitting lemon panel and YouTube cameras. And I'm just saying, and all of this and all of that. Now, this woman is talking about her husband being in the hospital. Now the woman retarded and all that kind of stuff. She saying she retarded like Jay Dunn. And now y'all was ice boom coon just a couple of, you know, just an hour ago. But all of a sudden she retarded. You know what I'm saying? See how these folks is on here. You see how these folks is on here? How fast the tray a turn. And another thing that happened, you know, Dragon was so excited because she was going to get to be a judge for Lemon's talent show. Well, I don't know what happened last night because I was at Lemon's, but toward the end, I decided to start watching like a TV show that I had missed, and I got off into that. And so that time that I was gone out of the live, something happened between Dragon and Lemon, and she's not a judge anymore. And she was really excited about that. And then people were saying that she really didn't need to be a judge because she needed to try to do some kind of talent to get in the contest to try to win that money. Because, you know, $2,000 now, I don't know if it's going to be just one prize or several prizes, but the pot is going to be good. But you can't tell a grown person to do something. You know, if she don't want to be in a talent show, if she want to be a judge, she just want to be a judge. And then, like Lemon said, because he's allegedly, now he's supposed to pay the people, like he said $150 last night to be judges. Hell, I'm saying, hell, why come you didn't ask me to be no judge? But I didn't say that. You know, I'm saying that to myself in my head. But when he said $150, because Teresa said, oh, you probably get away $100 to the judge. He would say, who said that? It might be more. It might be $150. And that's when I said, well, why you didn't ask me to be a judge? Well, child, Queen Tulsa come over there and she hit that damn link and she asked him to could she be a damn judge. Do you hear me? After that money, that price for the judges come out, and you could tell he really didn't want her to be no judge. He was saying, I guess I'm gonna have to talk to the other people because there's other people that, you know, and so I don't want to, I don't want to step on nobody's toes and stuff. Now, women, I hope you didn't get rid of Dragon for Tulsa. You know, I hope you did. But Tulsa said she got there and she said that she didn't want to be in the talent show. She wanted to judge it. And then somebody got up there and said, Lemon, look, now you know I had asked to be a judge, and I don't know why. You know, I should be picked before her. And Lemon, he was saying, well, I just, we'll talk about it and all of this and that. And then he said he had somebody that be in Discord that also wanted to be a judge. So I don't have a fucking clue on who the judge is and who not the judge is. because it looked like it's getting ready to be another goddamn mess like that other contest he had. I think it was a talent show too. Um, when Jadon was doing the music and messed up on King Kong Tulsa. Well, so I don't know, but honey, that TSW lady, honey, she turned these panels up, and I'm getting my life. You know what I'm saying? And what I can't figure out now, she says she gonna give $1,000 for the contest, but they say she dropped in Shakim's live yesterday and dropped her cash out, and they say he cussed her out. Now I don't know because I don't fool around over there, but you know what, Shakim, you got your motherfucking nerve to cussing her or any motherfucker out and drop their goddamn cash up in your motherfucking chat when you was going all over YouTube dropping your goddamn uh cash up in everybody goddamn thing. And then when they bust you out, you was, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that wasn't me doing it because he be on the troll pages too. And I didn't do that. That's not you, bitch. That was you. How come they ain't dropping in these chats no more with that? You had that shit bad when you was trying to break your way over in the Mo 3 sector pump. Piss me off. And that's why, I don't think he should have cussed the lady out. He should have just said, like people told him, don't be dropping your cash app in there and moderate remove that comment. But they say he cussed her out like a dog. You hear me? But the nerve of him. But see, I don't fool with him. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand it. It's like I said, I don't even drag him in chats no more. I don't mess with him because he gets more out here enough without me. I did my part, but I'll come over here and drag this shit out of him. Okay. And they're over in the Mo 3 beef sector. When I got up yesterday, because I wasn't doing a lot of YouTubing, I've been watching my shows and stuff. I like Survivor and The Last of Us, and and then I like movies too. But when I got up yesterday and started watching, I seen Jackie was live, and I said, "Let me slide over here and see what she was talking about." And Eve had went live and said that Jackie, like she did Gigi's taxes, and they said that Jackie kept like $3,000 or something like that. And it was a big old mess. And so Jackie wanted to find out, she 2 days in a row, she been trying to find out where this goddamn black come from. And I need everybody to get over here this name in this bullshit, and we see what the hell going on. So Chanel hit the link and she said, look, I don't know who files GG taxes. That ain't none of my business. I don't care because I won't get none of the money. I didn't have nothing to do with this shit. Okay. And other people were saying they didn't have nothing to do with this shit. And so Eve, somebody where Rule Shake was up there, so she went and contacted Eve to come over to Jackie's. Well, Eve didn't come over to Jackie's. Eve struck up her own line. Well, DG wound up hitting Jackie link because they say he did a live allegedly, and he was saying that Jackie had did Gigi taxes and took some of Gigi money. And so when he came over there, he was saying, he talked about it. He said, and I put extra on it. So, when you put extra on it, I mean, you might have said that Jackie stole the money. That's the way I look at it, where him and Chanel got into it, and they was talking about dead kids and just all kind of shit. And I didn't know they was into it this bad because I hadn't really been seeing Chanel around a whole lot. But she's been around every once in a while. But I didn't have a clue that her and DG had that much venom toward each other, but evidently they do. And like I said, a lot of these beefs I don't be knowing about, who said what and all of that, unless I'm in the chat. Okay. Um, well, Mink had came over there, and Mink and Jackie, they don't like each other. And Mink said something about she was going to put a strainer order on Jackie. I don't know what that's about, because I haven't been seeing them being into it out here, but they could have been because I don't see everything. But so I don't know what is this restraining order stuff is about, because like I said, I can't see I it's so many panels be going on. They could be getting into it every day and I miss it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing two sectors, so I be kind of ripping and running. So I don't know what about that on. And so then later on, Chanel did a live, and she said that she was dragging Donald, and she was talking about his sister and mama and his grandma and all that kind of stuff. But she said that she was not going to go too heavy on him because they always strike her. And she said, well, she was going to file her because it's one of her kids' birthday today, and she was going to do things with her child. And so it'll probably be the night when she come on. Well, she said that she had a whole bunch of information like on DG, and she was gonna spill all this shit over in her Discord, child. And she said he can't strike that if you have more freedom to speak over at Discord than you do on YouTube. It's not censored like it is over here yet. They probably will wind up being censored. You know, um, I don't know how long Discord been up and running. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to pull my notes up, child. Oh God, I went by Pastors yesterday, and the first live he did, he was talking about. He found out that the rumor that was been out in YouTube streets forever that Jadon had be boo booed on herself on the megabus going to help Bambi move. And so he said he had never heard it. And so he had questions. And so, because he did some commentary on it, and then J Dunn hit the link. Vivian was up there with Pastor. And so Pastor was asking her questions about it. And she said, that's a lie. She said Ness had put that lie out. Now, that's not the way I remembered it, but I'm just saying this what J Dunn said. And she said that Ness put that out when she came out of rehab this last time. And Pastor said, well, I just wanted to know about it and stuff. And that's why I was doing the live. And I just wanted to know, did I hear right? And did you do that? And she kept saying, no, no, no. And Vivian sitting up there, she wasn't doing nothing to a soul, honey. And Jay Dunn started talking about her mom. And it took a minute for it to sink in that Jay Dunn has talked about her mom. And honey, when it sunk in, she said, did you just say something about my mom? Jay Dunn didn't say nothing. And she started cussing Jay Dunn ass out. And she told that motherfucker off that panel. Do you hear me? And Vivian don't really cuss, you know what I'm saying? But she was cussing. Ooh, she was cussing. And so I don't know if they if Jay Dunn been trying to go back over there, but I believe she's probably banned again. I believe she probably banned again. You know, and I missed this part too. They say Truth Enterprise came on yesterday, and she said that she was the one that put that out. Years ago, and she was sorry and stuff. Well, Jay Dunn, she ain't gonna take that shit, and they say she did a live and she drug the shit out of Truth. For the nerve of her to have said that lie and let it go this long, because this was like for years. Jay Dunn people been dragging her on that and everything. So Truth. Now you know J Dawn. You know how she is. She gonna be out for blood, girl. She ain't gonna let that go. You know. I guess Ness is the one that used it a whole lot as a drag, but then a lot of people use that as a drag on J Dawn. You know. Because hell, if you don't know if it's not the truth, you don't know if it's not the truth. And that's why people keep using it. So I don't know if people will stop saying that to her. Uh, that she used the bathroom herself on the bus. I don't know. And Intrinsic is still dragging J Dunn. She made a throwaway page, and child, she threw the shit out of her on that page uh yesterday. You know, and then she had got tired because she had been dragging her so from Kimmy's, and then she drug her on Rodney's. And by the time she got to her live, she was just wore out. And she drug a little while, but then she didn't. I think she was just complete. But let me say what she said on her live, okay? Let me pull my notepad up. Okay, let me get to Intrinsic. I put on here, she drug the fuck out of J Dunn, which she did. She called her a big fat wobbly bitch, that she need a gastric bypass. And she was talking about when she, because her mother died having surgery. I don't know if it was liposuction. I don't know if it was bypass. And that might be why J Dunn don't have the surgery. I don't know. But she has been dieting for years. Fasting, drinking like the juice, them sardines that come in, the juice of that, and all that kind of nasty shit. And like the water died and all this kind of stuff. Jada, honey, baby, the dieting ain't working. I wouldn't even be telling these people I'm fasting because like the pictures they just came out, and then Intrinsic was showing some more pictures I hadn't seen on her channel yesterday. You are gigantic. And quit talking about that health and wellness channel you got, because that ain't working. Okay? And, it is what it is. The dieting and the fasting, you don't need me to talk about that no more. You've been doing that for years. And you've been talking about how fat and shit Brianna is. You just as big as she is, from what I seen on them pictures. And she struck that auto guy, the auto polo. She struck him, and she struck QB for showing the pictures that I was telling about y'all about the and Rodney. I think she got Rodney too, because he shook. That's where I first seen the picture of her, and I was saying, God damn, I didn't know she was that big, because she hadn't been on camera in a long time. But I just didn't know, because she always talking about how she died and stuff. I thought she was losing weight. And then she was talking about that boy wanted to see her in her one-piece swimming suit. Child, I'm glad I didn't see how she looked in that swimming suit. The way she looked in them jeans. I'm just being for real. She fooling herself. Now, she did a live a couple of years ago. She was saying that she had lost weight, and she put her hands down in her pants. A lot of people have been using that picture, but she showed how much weight she had lost. But see, she hadn't lost no more weight. She bigger. And it is what it is. But I just think she need to quit talking about that diet and that fasting, because whatever you doing, that ain't working. And the sardine water or whatever this shit is. You moving, you taking too many, you taking a step back instead of going forward. And a lot of time when you fast, there be a lot of water weight that come off of you. So when you start back eating and drinking, that you puff right back up. So you really did not lost water weight, and you'll gain that right back as soon as you start hydrating and stuff, So actually you ain't really lost no weight. Okay. And like I said, Intrinsic is still dragging her. And she say she say she's not gonna drag her no more, but she is because she's still mad. And she said that Jadon was taking L after L after L. Uh, and she said that it's the generational, as big as she is because her mother was big, and she said she bet her grandmother was big. She was thinking that they all, she said they all had fat asses. Um, and she said she was a big fat bloated ass bitch. And she also said that if she didn't have nothing to lose, and Trinity was talking about herself, that if she didn't have anything to lose, she would fly to Atlanta and kick Jadon ass. But she say she had, she got her kids, and then she got a job, and a significant other. And I was like, what? YouTube camera yesterday, it was good. She had Ken got up there, and he said that Dory was involved in the people that took Pizza Channel down that time. But I've heard Dory say that before. This was years ago. Dory said, "Yeah, I did it. I was in on it." I heard her say that. She said it several times. You know, so I ain't shocked. That didn't shock me at all. You know. And Pizarro's still saying she don't believe Dory had nothing to do with it. But the damn girl said the girl been saying it for years. And wait a minute. And QI, she was in the chat and she was just typing because that Resto guy got up there and she hate him. She hate Lemon. She hate J Dunn. And now she hate YouTube camera because YouTube cameras allows Resto to come on her panel and she allow J Dunn up there and she allow Resto up there and Lemon. Well, she be in the chat, she be typing just crazy stuff. Like insane from the membrane shit. And Resto had got up there and he was talking about because he's moving back to the US from Japan or Korea or wherever he is over there. Okay. He said that, you know, when he came back from Vegas, that he got called like into the military office and they was talking about him having an affair and all of that kind of bullshit. That male lady that QI is head over heels for right now, she wound up going to Vegas with them. And she was saying that Resto had messed around with this lady named Izzy. And he was saying he hadn't touched nobody like that sexually. They just had fun. Well, his trip back to the US, it had to get postponed because the military had him under investigation, child. All that for a lie, emailing and calling. And Q, I hope you ain't calling them folks. I hope you ain't that big of a fool. And you can't keep y'all lie together. You looking real bad out here. You looking like you going crazy. And after her YouTube camera live was over, I guess she read her chat and she seen the things that QI had been saying, and she went back live and she said she want her to leave her alone. Don't come to her channel. She ain't got nothing to do with that Resto Lemon, that Vegas shit. She ain't involved in that shit. She ain't involved in that lady you crazy about. She said, I don't fool with them folks. But if they hit my panel, I let them on the goddamn panel. And she said that to quit putting her goddamn name in her titles and all of that. Q, I'd have lost her mind. But Resto say that he ain't gonna never get up off of Mel neck because Mel lied, tried to get him in trouble with the military. He said that she lied and he would never get off of her neck. He said because she could have, you know, messed him up. She could have ruined his career. But that's what I always say when you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. And you play with dogs, they'll kiss you in the mouth. They'll lick y'all in the face, in the mouth. Honey, he said he learned his lesson too. Well, he said he's had a lot more money because he had to, uh, by him having to stay there, he had to find other lodging for him and his wife. Uh, she got a place like close to his, right, like real close to her parents, because like when he bring her back over here, ain't no telling when she'll get to see her people. But he's having to pay rent in two houses because he like an hour and a half. It take like an hour and a half to get to his job from where his home is with his wife. So he have another place closer to his job. He said because he don't want to do all that driving. And if he just have an urge he need to see his wife, he can always drive down there, or she could drive up there to see him. But, it throw the wrench in the game, into their movie. So everything is back on track now. It's just not like it was supposed to be in the beginning. He had to overstay, his time in Korea or Japan or whatever fuck he at, he was explaining it and breaking it all down, but then how they interrupt people on the panel. So, because I was nosy, I wanted to hear what the hell was going on. What had QI and that mail lady been up to? Because that mail lady got to be telling QI something for her to try to get the man put out the service. Or did she get mad because he didn't lay up with her in Vegas? And then, like the first time she came up, the lemons had her over there. She had all her chest out, and it looked like she had big breasts. Well, baby, they say when they got to Vegas, she ain't got no titties. I wonder if she have one of them things on that they have on RuPaul Drag Race that the men put on when she came over the lemon. Because your titties don't just go away. I don't know. that conversation came up about her breasts. Where did they go? And the YouTube camera say QI, she owe her an apology because she just spreading vicious lies. And anybody that Resto be around, she hate them. And I don't understand how you can get so involved into this, and that woman is over there in Britain or wherever, and you right here in the USA. Now, if you want to see that lady, you should have went to Vegas when she was in Vegas. That was your only opportunity. You was too broke to pay by your way to Vegas. And then Resto said, he was on YouTube panel, he said this here. He said he got emails and shit of Mel talking about QI. She called QI biggest smile. These folks is ignorant on here. You hear me? Let me see. And Pizarro was going off. She into it with Ness. She into it with Brooke. I think she into it with Intrinsic. And she said that Rodney, she heard she was dragging her before she hit your panel the other day when she cussed out. I think she cussed out Brooke and Voodoo. Yeah. The day she cussed them out. And she said that she was going to listen to that video. And if you drug her, Rodney, she said she going to drag you. But she said that, she really ain't going to put too much, on you. But, She say that she understand what you're doing. You're trying to stay in good with Ness. Well, he did say something, but I can't remember what he said right before she got up there. Okay. What else? Wait. Well, she said that Brooke and Malik was pathetic. She said Brooke had a raggedy mouth. And she talked about Brooke having a lot of evictions. And she said that y'all, Brooke and Ness talk about Zara. She said they talk about her begging. She said Brooke and Ness both have been over there to the spaceship begging. Because Brooke had came over there and said her mouth was hurting that time and they raised some money for her to get her teeth pulled. And then Ness came over there, when she was there with that pimp and he was telling them to get their ass out there on that road and get some money. Pizarro, the intel's the way that she got away from that abusive man, that pimp, the intel. And the intel's bought stuff for her apartment. She didn't have nothing. She didn't have a towel to wash her puss. She didn't have nothing. And on her wish list and stuff, she had like hair glue, stuff like that. She didn't have shit. She didn't, that's what you call when you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. That's what Ness was. She didn't have nothing but her black ass, okay? And Rodney, when he was talking on his panel, he was saying that he had a mole, somebody to be in the clique with, they can tell you stuff. That I guess they be doing in these discords and all that kind of shit, which I'll listen to the stuff, but I ain't, Mm-mm. But he say he got a mole too. That everybody else say, got moles. He got one too. And I think him and Bertha May had got into it again. But Bertha May, she gonna always dread Rodney. Okay. Let me see. And transit on one of the lab that Trans was when her and Jadon got into what was that at when they got into it? Kimmy's when they was away Kimmy. Well, when Trans was dragging her, she dragged the shit out of her over there at Kimmy's job. It was a bad drag. Okay. And she said that when that she didn't she said that she wasn't talking to Jadon like a month. They were just friends. And then Jadon had more feelings for her than Intrinsic had for her, and she just wanted to, I don't want to be bothered with you no more. And she tried to let her down easy. So she told her ex, which is Diamond, she said that she told her, she said, look, I don't want Jay Dunn. I want you, I'm gonna say I'm coming back to you, which they really wasn't back together. And she dropped that bomb on the other day on her live. And she said that Jay Dunn ain't got no ass. She said it's just wide. She said she got ass fished instead of catfish. Because she said when she seen that picture that of Jay Dunn that QB released that time, and it did look like Jay Dunn had a fat ass, okay? Because it was sticking out there. She said that she ass and a tit woman, that she like big asses and big titties. And she said that she thought Jay Dunn had a big old ass. She said, but Jay Dunn got a wide ass and it's flat. And she said she couldn't do nothing with that. Okay? She said when she seen that side view, it turned her on. But she said that she didn't, what she seen wasn't what she was gonna get. Okay? Let me see. She said that when she seen that picture on QB's, because that's where, I seen it at Rodney's. But They say Rodney got it from QB. That's where he said he got it from. And Trent said when she seen that picture over there at Rodney's, she said that Jadon looked off. She said it was off. She said you big as bloated, wide as all outside, bad built. And she said you sit shit. She said Jadon shitted on herself on the bus. And she said, why didn't you fly? You supposed to be a rich bitch. And she said that Jadon face is giving Down syndrome. And she said when she walk, her shoes be crying because she's so big. Y'all hear me? I'm trying to see if that was it. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to think that I see anything else out here. Tracy was dragging Pastor because allegedly he have a wish list with Amazon and he got like a water softener on it and he got a hot water tank on it. That's some big shit to ask for. And Pastor, now you know you talked about Dovey like a dog when she was asking for some money for her transmission. Now your ass over there asking for water softeners and goddamn hot water tank. Boy, bye. And Tim Blaine and Tracy having a field day on you for Pastor for you asking for that kind of shit. Now if you got a house, stuff break down, okay? But when you're a homeowner, stuff like that happen. You know, don't nobody want to have to buy no hot water tank, but they do go out. You know, they just good for so many years. You know, but you been bathing and shit and washing your stuff in that hard water all these years. Why all of a sudden you got to have a water softener? That's a want, not a need, because you've been doing fine without a softener. So why you want one now? Now they say that he came on yesterday. Now this is allegedly because I did not see it, and he was saying that everything is good. So the word is out that he had insinuated that he had received what was on his wish list. Now you know these nose ass folks went over there to see how much that shit cost, and so both of them were like $500 and some dollars a piece. Okay. Now another thing, Amazon do have like a credit card that you can get. You know, whenever you apply for a credit card, or like Home Depot. You know, they all these Lowe's, all these kind of stores look like he would already had a credit card from one of them places. You know, being a homeowner. But hell, I don't know. And then he was saying something about people was telling him to ask his man to get it. And he said he didn't have to ask his man. What the hell why the hell you didn't ask your man? Why you asking these folks on YouTube? Okay. Ain't that something? So I don't know if he actually got the shit or not. Hey, Southern Belle. Hey, Willie. Hey, Judy. Trying to make sure I speak to everybody before I get out of here. I ain't got much for y'all today. I think today is going to crank up. Hey, a viewer's a view. Hey, Ted Bundy. Okay. Make sure. Hey, Red Bear TV. And if y'all don't mind, hit the like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Wow. Trying to think, is there anything else I seen? That's about it. It's been pretty chill. Now, I'm gonna look on Chanel's her. Now this is a different Chanel, but than that other Chanel. But I'm gonna look on Chanel's community wall because she said later on that she was gonna put up the link to go to her Discord. And I ain't never been to her Discord, but I just want to go over there and be nosy. Okay. Now, if the streets don't pick up, now if they stay like they is right now, I'm gonna be over there. Because that's like the most, you know, bush, the shit that's going on, you know. But like I said, I will be going over to Pizarro's, and I'm gonna go over there and peep at Brooke to see, to see how this play out. TSW, you having a ball hitting all these links. I ain't never seen that woman hit links like this. Do you hear me? And that $1,000 got these people mouth watering, child. And I tell you somebody else, damn, I can't think of his name. Oh, the something. He been donating a lot. You know what I'm saying? These something. But they say that he was going, going around giving different content creators like $100, stuff like that. And that TSW say she likes to donate, and they say she's a member to a lot of people that have a membership. That that she do support like that. She even though she might not super chat, which I think is good if a person buy a membership. Each his own. I don't really do the membership because I told you that time I was with a member at Deidre's, and she was talking about me, the ZX, and I thought, what the fuck? Why ain't did shit to you for you to be? I said, no. And so that's when I pulled back from all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give you my money, bitch, and you every money you talking about me like behind my goddamn back. But that's it, honey. That's all I got. And I'm gonna get out here in these streets, and I'm gonna watch TSW keep back in the food. TSW is trolling, and she's trolling hard, y'all. Okay, she is trolling hard, and she's getting trolled hard. Ooh, child. I wonder who else gonna get $1,000, child. Ooh, child. I hope I have some more news for y'all. The better news for y'all next time I come on. Ooh, child. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.